I had the incredible, ridiculous, once-in-a-lifetime honor to play or to sing with LCD Sound System at Madison Square Garden, and all the Terminal 5 shows on their last string of shows. Greatest thing I'll ever do in my life. They're amazing. I think in that week I probably learned more about music than in any other span of time. They're just amazing. They're pros, just, gentlemen, gentlewomen. It was incredible. And then I was able to bring all that experience to. I feel like everything about me as a musician changed, and I was able to bring that to Arms. And like my bass playing changed, singing changed, everything. That was great.
Didn't you get to wear like a white spacesuit?
I also got to wear a white spacesuit. Well, there was a costume change. So the first it was just sort of. Yeah, no, the important part was that, so I had sort of a white spacesuit that was like preparation for liftoff, and then in the middle of the show we changed to actual spacesuit, which was then LCD Sound System and us take off into space, and yeah, that's how it went down.
The way that you run, the way that you glide over the powder blue of a mountainside. We were suddenly alarmed by the ravenous charging, and we dug down.
I'm Tlakael.
I'm Todd.
I'm Dave.
I'm Maddie, and we are Arms.
Arms came together. This Arms came together about 2 years ago. I used to be in a band called Harlem Shakes, and I was playing guitar with them. And while this was happening, I had a solo project, sort of consistently through that time. And I put out a record under the name Arms, which was basically me with just some friends, kind of playing. When Harlem Shakes broke up, I had always wanted to, make Arms a band, and it seemed like the perfect time. So it just kind of congealed magically, where Maddie emailed me out of the blue asking if I needed anyone in a band, and Tlakael's old band was kind of sort of downgrading to sort of part-time, and then Dave came to us because we were like, we need to get somebody making noises and keyboards and things like that, and we sort of knew him from the family of musicians that we have around here, and he just kind of popped up out of nowhere, and we all kind of knew. That's when we knew that this was this was it. This was Arms.
Leave you alone. Now they're calling to you from across the abyss, and they moan and they hiss and they scream. Now they've broken the chain. The hounds in a horrible dream.
At first, it was really just. I was putting together, every element of the music, and doing it very kind of just on the fly. And once we all started getting together and kind of writing together and arranging together, and I think everything just kind of started moving a lot faster and a lot. It got much more focused, and I don't know. We all just everybody contributes to all aspects of this. The album that we made, which is called Summer Skills, came together mostly from little pieces of stuff that I'd bring in, and we'd all sort of bounce it off each other. And I love all of the decisions and the taste of these guys, and it was not hard to have everybody kind of put all of their heads together and come up with something. So this record that we made is a completely different animal from the previous one that I made.
I was taking my time when the stars aligned. You were holding my hand like a bottle till it tingled right down to the tips, and then it shattered our bones.
Summer Skills is, Kids of Flame was the previous album, and that was very lo-fi. I recorded it with my very limited Pro Tools skills, and the sort of they were all kind of little ideas. Each song was like me trying to sort of like do something, where it was like a song with ukulele, and like a song that's kind of like a disco-y song, and like a sort of 90s-y guitar pop song, and Summer Skills, the album that we made together, is I think sort of takes all of that and spreads it out and deepens it in as many ways as we could, that it's it's just a bunch of songs, and it's sort of like the best thing that we could do when we worked together. And we recorded it in a beautiful studio with Shane Stoneback, who did Vampire Weekend and Sleigh Bells and Cults, and he was amazing to work with, and he just mixed the shit out of it, and it's just it is a big, beautiful sounding album, and we record on hi-fi. It's very high fidelity for your home theater system.
We really wanted to we had been practicing these songs for a long, long time, and I think the goal was to get into the studio and do what we had been doing for a long time very well. We were working with a producer who's just, amazing, and it felt like he was almost part of the band, and I think we didn't want to waste a second. So I think we just wanted to bring our best selves to the studio and just kill it as much as possible. So there was a lot of, I wouldn't say pressure, but there was just a lot of let's do it as best we can the first time, and then just, if we need to go back. But there was just a lot of let's do it the best way the first time, I felt.
A lot of us do a lot more than what we can do live. And so when we were in the studio, there was an opportunity for everyone to stretch out, and there's, 2 or 3 or 5 layers of Todd guitars and acoustics and electrics and things, and, these guys stacking their beautiful voices on top of each other, and Talk can do a lot more electronics. He can do an amazing amount of electronics live, but can do a lot more in the studio, and I was playing upright bass and slide guitar and stuff, and so we were kind of adding all of these other elements that we hear, but that we can't really ever do pulling off live, so that picture gets bigger, and that was, having time to do that in the studio was really most fun for me, at least, and one of the best things we did, I think.
Feel like such a oldster saying this. I think there are fewer bands now, or there are more artists. There are more people playing music, and it's more visible. But I always get the sense of the rock band as being this more rarefied thing now than it used to be. And there are some amazing, instrument-based pop bands around here, but there's now this whole other section of sort of electronic, live manipulated electronic things, and people kind of working with samplers and ambient sounds and things like that, and a lot more solo, there just seem to be a lot more solo electronic projects that are rising to the top, and that's cool. There's a little of everything. There ain't much going on for the holidays, so I think we're just going to start promoting the album, touring in the early part of the new year, and I don't know, just sharing this thing that we made as hard as we can. We're going to share hard.
Great. That's pretty much it. Hi,
we're Arms, and you're watching Baeble.
I think even with you trailing off, let's do it again is perfect.